So, if you've gotten this far, you pretty much are aware that everything is in reverse, right? And I want, first off, let me say this. I could be wrong, okay? But now that I've been married and divorced, right? When we look into religion, we look into the religious codex of the Bible, it said the Creator created Adam, had him in the garden, naming the animals. Okay. And then the Creator wandered upon Adam and saw that he was lonely and created for him a helper, if you will. Okay. But the thing that strikes me now is I realize story is written in reverse. Okay. Because it's like, I understand that the feeling that Adam was feeling was like the equivalent of divorce. Okay. And I understand that, like, if you follow the story in your mind in reverse, okay, it's safe to say that what it looked like is they entered the Garden of Eden together. Okay. They ate from the apple, found, let's just call it nirvana, intergalactic oneness. And from it, she became Erebus. Okay. And obviously, she went from this dimension to a higher dimension, which is why the Creator found Adam in the garden. Like, he just lost his wife. Okay. Because the feelings that Adam was feeling, right? He felt lonely. Okay. The only way he would feel loneliness is if he lost someone first. Okay. And I'm not sure if that ties into the story of Lilith, where, if you ask me, they both were created as rebuses before Eve was taken out of Adam. And the only reason why I believe that is because when Lilith left, because Adam said, I want a new wife, she went to a mountain on her own. And the Creator said, go and retrieve my creation, to the 3 archangels. Okay. And what you have to understand is when these archangels approached her and said, the Creator wants you to come back, right? She said no. She resisted their compellment. And that's like, if you ask me, it's like the best way I can, equate that is with like vampire compellment. Where it's like, you know what it is to have a vampire compel you with his powers and you resist? You understand? Something like that. I'm not calling Lilith a vampire, but the fact that she was able to resist their compellment, it forced them to have to go into physical, you understand? They tried to physically retrieve her, and she fought them off again. 3 archangels. You understand what I'm saying? So, if you're asking me if I think that the both of them were created as rebuses in the beginning, that is my proof right there. You understand? And he said afterwards the creator saw her fight off three archangels and asked her to marry him, and she accepted. Okay. Now, the beautiful thing that is just like, the crazy thing is Christians will say this is non-canonical. Okay. But nonetheless, she was married to the creator and divorced the creator and married his rival, Lucifer. Okay. Now, for conspiracy theory only. Okay, and I asked my spirit guide, I was like, what would make her, what would I have to do to get my wife to marry my mortal enemy? Right? And this goes into the way that I want to say Osiris was created. Okay, where I want to say Set killed his brother, chopped him into 13 pieces, scattered his body throughout the world. His wife Isis retrieved the body, put it back together again, missing a phallus. And I want to say the story goes that she went into the spirit realm. Okay, but yeah, she astral projected with the spirit of Osiris, got pregnant there. Okay. So the spirit guy was like, when they got married, like in these times, as soon as me and you get married, we have to produce a child. Okay. That's just the way it is. Okay. And the way the voice was like, they had a child. Okay. And the voice was like, you have to understand this is a man, it's a woman. Okay. That's like, he's like, the creator was like, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take our son, we're going to send him to earth so he can be crucified for the sins, right, of humans, right? But I understand, looking at it from her perspective, like, for them, the Tide Pod Challenge people, you know what I'm saying? Us, the Starbucks grabbers, you understand? The consumers, you understand? And he just like, yo, you just gotta trust me. She's like, no, no, the sinless. You understand? And I get it. Like as a father, like, listen, my son is gonna inherit something. This is his job. This is a mom. Like, listen. That's my baby. He ain't did nothing to nobody. You understand? You gonna set him down there? You gonna set him down there? You understand? These backward thinkers? No. And she's like, you gotta trust me, babe. And she's like, I'm gone. You understand? So it's like, I could see both perspectives, Conspiracy theory only. Okay. And I understand, it's just like we have to combine all stories. You just can't live in one, It's just like, man, listen, if we went by just one person who spoke on your name, we'd all be demons. Okay. So we have to take into account everything because of the way everything has been diluted and bastardized. That being said, thank you for watching.